too. Knows about the grind. Yeah, bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again.
Let's go!
One o'clock Wednesday afternoon. Hours away from Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals between your Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers down at Rogers Place. The barn's going to be rocking. Everybody's stoked. Everybody's ready to go. Vamos! Should be a good one. Coop, can you put my mic up a bit?
Your mic or your headphones?
My headphones, sorry. I apologize. Wait, it's Joaquin Gage. It's Zach Kubish. It's Hernan Salas. As we get you set for Game 1. How excited are you? How you feeling out there? Are you pumped? Are you nervous? Nellie's at work? You okay there?
That's good.
You know when you're like such a diehard fan and you're at work and all you can think about is the damn game? You can't even concentrate.
Yes, I do.
And then you listen to us to calm the nerves a bit. The Oilers are winning tonight.
Do we calm the nerves?
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. If you're going to sprinkle on anything, sprinkle on a damn Oilers win tonight. That's all I got to say about that. We will get to some lineups. I mean, nothing confirmed as per usual. Game time decision for Connor Brown, but he said he's playing. So he's in. I know AJ Greer's out for Florida.
Greer.
And Mr. Boakfist will draw in, but again, we're not getting much from
he's good.
The coach. Yeah, he's a good player, man. Nothing to debate on that for sure. So we'll give you lines, take it with a grain of salt, but it's nothing concrete. But I mean, the Oilers are not changing much from their last game. I don't think Florida is either. So it's going to be great, man. That national anthem today is going to hit different. The fans going to the game is going to be outstanding. The Moss Pit, please behave, enjoy yourselves, whether you're going to a friend or just watching at home in your basement or in your kind of chill room, or you're going out to an establishment. Let's go. Let's have some fun. Are you ready, Gage?
I think I am.
Okay.
It's Game 1, so my interest isn't peaked yet. It's high.
It's a big game,
but I find that I'm way more engaged once it becomes either like a, how do you reference those games? The foot on the head of the snake games where you get the team within one, and of course elimination games. Those are the most fun games to watch.
Yeah, like I said, tonight it's kind of hard to kind of gauge what they're going to do, like what's going to happen. I think it is going to be high scoring.
Really? I
do. Yeah. I mean, these teams know each other, but I think they've both been off for the same amount of time, pretty much. I think it's going to be like a 5-3, 5-4 game. I do think the Oilers I'm leaning towards an Oilers dub because how can you not with the crowd rocking like that? They're going to want to put their stamp right away. I'm seeing a lot of the outside media, Joaquin.
Yeah.
Picking Florida. And it's fair because Florida's a hell of a team. I have no issues with it. But it's just some of their, like, they're showing their work. And I'm just like, I feel like they haven't watched the Oilers. Like, no, seriously. Like, pick Florida. But some of the arguments being made, it's like, well, have you watched the Oilers?
I see what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I do. I mean, because we critique the Oilers on a regular basis, right? For the first time, I think in a long time, we haven't. We haven't had really much negative to say about them, right? Like and it's almost to the like. It's funny. Everyone's so superstitious with things, so you don't even want to say that they're playing so well. You don't want to say Stuart Skinner looks amazing. Klingberg is playing like Klingberg from 2017, all these different things. And you're like, no, if we just keep quiet, hopefully they can win another quick 4 games here and then it can be all said and done. But
Bouchard's a $12 million defense.
Yeah, I mean, all these things are quite funny. But it's true. I mean, you have to look at the way they dispatched the 2 teams that they played. And I think I thought I heard Dave Jamieson ask, I don't know who he asked this to this morning, but I believe the question was posed, who had the tougher road to the Stanley Cup Finals, Florida or Edmonton?
The Oilers.
And you have to say it. And to go and to dispatch the two teams over the last 2 rounds in 5 games, that's very impressive. But then I look to, I don't think they're overconfident by any means. It almost feels like a continuation from last year.
Yeah.
You know, but you look at the Memorial Cup. Medicine Hat goes through, wins their round robins, has a lot of confidence going in, and then in a 1-game take all, they lose the final. But I don't think that's in the case. I am comparing junior to NHL, I know, but sometimes you can be overconfident in certain situations. But judging by how media day went, the responses that were given, it's a team that, I mean, we've been throwing around this phrase for however long, act like you've been there before.
And they are.
Both teams, they have been there before, but they're also acting like they've been there before.
And it doesn't bother me that other media picks Florida. That's like, I'm not that guy. Like, pick whoever you want. But just the reasons. And they look at the Oilers and they're like, well, they beat Dallas in 5. They beat Vegas. So, I mean, they had it easy. It wasn't easy. The Oilers were just playing that damn good. And that's what I kind of have to question some of these folks, because I'm like, have you watched the Oilers play? Like, come on, they dusted the Vegas Golden Knights. And what was said? What our buddy Dennis Bernstein, I remember ahead of game 3, I said the Oilers are winning tonight. And he was on pregame show and he said to me, he goes, why? Are they getting Ekholm back? I'm like, no, because they're going to win at home. Because according to everybody in LA, they had more depth. And that was completely false. It was wrong. They didn't use 5 players, guys. Sometimes 6. That doesn't mean your depth. So, okay. And then Vegas, they can't get over that Vegas hump, right? Vegas has their number. Dusted them. Everybody picked Dallas outside of Edmonton. What did the Oilers do to Dallas? They pumped them. And it should have been a sweep if it wasn't for 6 minutes on the PK that they gave up the game in game 1. So I feel like a lot of folks don't really know what the Oilers are and what they can bring. And no disrespect to the Florida Panthers, they're a hell of a team, man. These are the 2 best teams, Gage. We've said it. They've played at a different level all playoffs.
You've heard coaches say it. Wasn't it Dwork said, or no, it was Brendamore saying, talking about the Panthers, saying they are the standard.
Yeah.
Right. And it's, if they're the standard, and I think you could look at, would you look at the Western Conference a little bit tougher than the East this year?
100%.
Yeah. So, and the fact, like like Koob was asking X factors of the series and stuff. I would have to say, everyone had some really good ones. And this was mentioned already. I don't want to take credit but I've heard this, but the fact that Connor and Leon are at good health, like probably not 100, but closer to 100 than they were the previous few years, I would have to say, right? Mm-hmm. And when you have 2 of the best players in the league that are feeling good about themselves, had no nagging injuries going into this round, I think bodes well. And they've played well, but they haven't still. We talk about them going crazy, right? And just having a few of those games. That's
what I mean. That's why I think today when Edmonton slaps more Florida in the mouth, a lot of media are going to be like, oh, wow, this team is damn pretty good. Evander Kane's healthy. Trent Frederick wasn't here. Well, we're going to get to that inside the numbers, so I want to leave that. Like always, hit us up on the River Cree inbox. That's 780-218-9999. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat. It's game day, guys and gals. We should be hitting 150 thumbs up. We should. It's been lagging the last 2 days. Everything's been kind of slow. I think everybody's just it was like a subdued feeling. Everybody's just waiting for that storm to come. So let's go. There's no more waiting around. Like our good friend Reed Wilkins says, don't be a pleasure delayer and slam that thumbs up for us. Like always, Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta. Play Alberta is your home for online gaming excitement featuring casino games, live dealer action, lottery, instants, and sports betting. Now with the new Play Alberta app, you can take the fun with you anywhere. Download the app or sign up today at playalberta.ca. Promo codes for June, EST Casino. If you deposit $20 or more, you get a $50 casino bonus. And the same goes for a free sports bet. Deposit $20 to get a $50 free bet using EST Sports. Joaquin, we're all over this. So David Dwork, he covers the Florida Panthers for the Hockey News, will join us next at 1:20. Hernan's World, it's going to be Oilers related, of course, and we'll go inside the numbers in the second hour. And we want to hear from you, of course. Nasty Chat, River Korean Box. Just some quick notes. So Brock Nelson re-ups with the Avs. It's a 3-year deal extension. I think it's 7.5 cap hit.
Wow.
Okay, so a nice little piece there. The Penguins named Dan Muse the 23rd head coach in franchise history. He was an assistant in New York lately. And our guy, Slick Nick Anderson, 1-year extension.
Really?
Yeah, so he's not going anywhere.
No.
So we got him this year. We got him next year. Yeah. There's always a no. There's always a no, right?
Could he play in the backfield more in the NFL?
No, it's just the body. It's too thick.
Yeah.
He's a thick boy, man. But, I mean, and the Elks, TSN named their top 50 players heading into the season. I got a bone here to pick with the TSN for a bit. So the Elks I think they were tied for the most on the list. So at number 9, Tyrell Ford.
Okay.
Number 13, Jake Sorezna. Number 23, Nick Anderson.
Wow.
Number 38, Martez Ivey. Number 39, Trey Ford. Number 45, Niles Morgan, which I think everybody keeps underrating this guy. He's been the best linebacker in the game for the last 2 years. And at number 48, David Beard. So good for Nick. Some interesting, like even Trey Ford at 39. I know he hasn't played a lot and he's been up and down. But I think he's a lot higher than that. Like, what are we doing here? So, hey, to each their own. Davis Sanchez and Dave Naylor had a good back and forth yesterday on Trey Ford and where they had him. I think Davis Sanchez had him in the top 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. I know it's Oilers game day, but I just wanted to throw that stuff in there. The Elks traveled to BC on Friday.
Hey, don't apologize, man. We're a sports.
I know,
digital
but
sports radio station.
And we're going to do a lot of Oilers, buddy.
Well, of course we are.
And, I mean, sorry, a lot of Elks. A lot of NASCAR? No, I'm just kidding. I think I'm the only one that likes NASCAR now. Well, I shouldn't say I'm getting into it. I'm not all in right now. But Joaquin, like I was saying, you're feeling okay. It's game 1. Because I was talking to Trev. He's like, yeah, I'm nervous, and I'm like, but it's game 1. Like I get it. Like the start of the game is going to be awesome. But once that puck's dropped, you're all in analyzing the game, watching it, seeing what's going on, the matchups. It's going to be great.
It feels like we haven't watched a game in weeks, actually. Which is, hey, like how long has it been?
I know.
I won't know how to watch it anymore.
Oh,
no, there is a little bit more to game 1
sure.
than I would, and only because of last year. Oilers were great in game 1, but unfortunately, so was Sergei Bobrovsky, and that could have, shoulda, woulda, coulda kind of thing. They have to figure out. They have to score some goals, right? Mm-hmm. They can't allow themselves to be goalied in a game this year. I think, especially game 1, starting out, put the Florida Panthers on their heels. A little bit of doubt, because the one thing that I've been thinking about too with these two teams, who has more desire in this to win? It's a hard thing to measure because they both want to win again.
Of course, yeah.
But, I mean, on one side, you have a group of individuals. Some are trying to win it for the first time, but a lot of guys that have come there have won it other places. And the Florida Panthers kind of solidifying themselves in a modern-day hockey dynasty if they can win tonight, right?
Yeah.
And then on the other side of the coin, you have the generational talent of Connor McDavid, and there's been talk amongst a lot of people in the media that they haven't seen a generational talent not win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know how hard it is to get back, and everyone says it's a foregone conclusion, but let's face it. How many times do you hear guys that have success of getting to the finals at the start of their career, and then maybe at the latter half, and they finally get back there, and they talk about it. Goes, gosh, I just thought this was going to happen every year, and then you realize how hard it is to get back. And it's been it's been a long time coming for Connor and Leon and Nuge and all these guys to get cracks at this. They had one last year, and I just you got to think there's going to be just a few kernels of sand more desire in the Edmonton Oilers Cup to win their first one than the Florida Panthers. I think, anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like look at Connor McDavid, man. After every series, the look in his eye, and listen, yes, I know the Oilers. I mean, the Panthers have excellent players, and they've won. They're the champs. They're the reigning champs. They've been there, done it, and they did it extremely difficult way. Went up 3-0, gave up the next 3, and then had to win a very pressure-filled Game 7 at home, and they did it. So you got to give them credit, but there's just something here with the Oilers. They've been cruising all along. Because remember, at the beginning of the week, I kind of asked you, or maybe it was the end of last week, like everything's kind of gone well outside of the Zach Hyman for the Oilers. Does that concern you a little bit where the adversity hasn't really hit them? Because outside of Skinner going to Pickard, I wouldn't call that adversity because Pickard came in and was excellent. But the Hyman injury is tough, but you get Ekholm back, so it kind of balances itself out, right? But I don't want to go down that road because that's a negative way to think, for sure. Right? Like thinking, everything's gone right. But maybe some teams just rolled. I mean, the old Oilers that used to roll, they rolled because they were just fantastic.
Yeah, and they did it in different ways too.
Yeah.
They learned how to win. You mentioned a few days ago the old story of the Oilers walking past the Islanders dressing room, and it was ice bags and and a very subdued team that just won the Stanley Cup, but was because they were been, pulverized. And they was just and they were walking out all fine. I think they are not going to leave anything on the field here.
There's nothing left. They're going to sacrifice everything to win this.
You say these a lot in certain situations in hockey, going out of the dressing room before, whether it's last game of the year with different things, but nothing to save it for. And really, there's nothing to save it for here.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Rams fan says, I'm a nervous Nelly. If Hyman wasn't injured, I'd feel better. These teams are matched up really well, and Hyman makes a difference. I know. Welcome to sports, and you got to roll with who is healthy. No issues there. Collingwood Rob Gager seems to be cool and collected, but he truly is like a duck on water, calm above water, but feet are going 1,000 miles an hour. Here we go. Hell yeah, Hernan, you're not alone. I'm a big NASCAR guy. That's from Nolan St. Albert. He also says, make sure to check out NASCAR's Pinty series at Edmonton International Raceway in July. I'm going to have to look into that. I did not know that. Troll says, West is way harder than the East. West plays playoff hockey. Florida plays West hockey. And then Nash and Whitecourt says, I'm supposed to coach my daughter's soccer tonight from 6 to 8. So I asked that perhaps the other team, we could move it to just a quick game from 6 to 7. So hopefully I can catch the last 2 periods. Yeah, a lot of... it's tough because I know in those soccer or whatever activity you are, you can't really just cancel it for an Oiler game. I know some maybe might do it, but especially if they're going to win the finals, I think, like a clinching game. But it's tough for parents that have to miss out. I mean, hey, it's part of life, I guess. You got to take your kids to their activity. Or you don't have to. Like Dusty was debating the other.
I mean, get the big sound system and start playing thunder and lightning in your car at soccer games, if that's the case. Oh, we got to cancel anything outdoors. It was, I think lacrosse is starting now too. So box lacrosse. You're kind of hooped if that happens.
Max Pazuzu says, son has a spring concert tonight at 6. So we want to hear from the parents. So this will be fun. Are you missing the game today? And what activity are you missing it for? Because it's game 1, guys. Like, I'd understand your, I don't know what the proper word is here, but FOMO, fear of missing out, if it's a clinching game, but it's game 1. So let us know. Are you missing a period or 2 or the whole game due to the kiddos' activities? And Max Bezuz is a good dude. He'll be at the spring concert tonight. Okay. Probably checking his phone every 2 minutes, right?
That's another thing, too. You got your phones.
Everything works out. All right, we got to get out. We're going to go to Florida, talk to David Dwork from the Hockey News. He covers the Florida Panthers, does a great job. We'll get his feeling for that team heading into the Stanley Cup Finals. Should be fun. Hernan's role still to come inside the numbers. We're going to have a lot of fun here heading into Game 2. Reminder, Reed Wilkins, 3 to 5, and then Tom Zola live from the Ice House Sure, he's going to have a whack of guests lined up there, 5 to 6 for the pregame show. Then we're back after the game for the postgame show. The afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out Happy Hour, 525 drinks, available Sunday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So if you're feeling a little nervous, hit up the River Cree for a happy hour. All right, we're back after the break here as we head to Florida. Here's our guy, Kubalicious, Sports Update.
Edmonton's Connor Brown is a game-time decision for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final, while Florida is scratching A.J. Greer in favor of Jesper Boquist. Swing by the Canadian Ice House to join Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, which kicks off at 5 right here on EST. Elsewhere, the Penguins have hired a new head coach, Dan Muse, becoming the 23rd head coach in franchise history. Muse comes over from New York as the assistant coach of the Rangers. And from Colorado, the Avs have extended 33-year-old Brock Nelson to a 3-year deal worth $7.5 million per season. For the Elks, they've re-upped Nick Anderson to a 1-year contract extension, with the 25-year-old leading the league in tackles last season. Game 1 goes down between the Thunder and the Pacers in the NBA Final. Tip-off is at 6:30. While in baseball, the Jays and Phillies rematch, Toronto losing 8-3 in their series opener yesterday, with Jose Barrios taking the mound for Toronto. Right now, one game's live. The Angels and Red Sox locked at 7 in the top of the 5th inning. While back in Edmonton, the Riverhawks are smacking the Harbor Cats 8-0 in the bottom of the 6th. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc. They're the experts you need to know. We have a brief intermission before we continue our preview of Game 1, the Stanley Cup Final. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Sunday through Thursday, 9 p.m. to close, head to the Banquet and dive into banquet burgers, sushi tacos, nachos, and more. Late night bites, big flavors, and epic deals. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Time out, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
I've got something under my skin, and the itch won't go away. It's my
125. Welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk as we're coming to you live from the William Huff Studios on game day. How pumped are you, Edmonton? It's going to be wild already. Driving in this morning, so many Oiler jerseys everywhere. Joaquin, all the national media's here. It's just a buzz like no other here in Edmonton as we get ready for game one. Redbeard, our good buddy, says, I'm coaching soccer tonight. Game starts 7:15. Hopefully we get some thunder. They call the game and get to go home. So a lot of people, keep those coming into the River Korean box, 780-218-9999. Smitty the Welder, where's pregame at for Friday's game? Well, it's at the Ice House. Remember, all home games for the Edmonton Oilers in these playoffs will be at the Ice House. And then for game 3 in Florida, we'll be at BP's Westgate. So there you have it. Same kind of schedule. It's just flipped. So Ice House is where you can be on Friday. As we're going to head to Florida right now and talk to David Dwork from the Hockey News, who covers the Florida Panthers. David, how you doing ahead of game 1 today?
Excited for the series to get started. It's just game 8, right? Like we're just continuing from last year at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. We were just joking in our opening segment. Like it feels like we haven't watched an Oiler game for a while because it's been quite the break here. But listen, David, I think people in Florida that cover the scene, people here in Edmonton, I think we're all saying the same thing. These teams are really, really evenly matched here. They both know each other pretty well from last year. They've had some changes, of course, but these are the 2 best teams in the final. But what do you see from Florida if you see them win their second one? Where's the advantage for Florida do you see heading into this series?
I think it's a combination of Florida's depth and their experience. Going to a 3 straight final. They've been around for a while. They've won a ton of playoff series over the last few years. So clearly this is a team that's been through a lot. They know how to win. They know how to win on the road. And it's just the depth. And I think that's something that both teams are kind of leaning on and flexing at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They both are incredibly deep. Both of them, I think you could argue, you can't really argue. They're both better than they were last year, which is really cool that they did go at it again. But I mean, we know that the Sasha Barkovs and the Sam Reinharts and the McDavids and the Dreisaitl's and those guys are going to get theirs. I think the series is going to be a lot about the secondary scoring. You think of like Connor Brown for Edmonton. You think of the Marchand line of Lundell and Luostarinen for Florida. There's just so many guys that can contribute, that have been contributing to this point. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool to see kind of how that plays out over the next couple of weeks, because I am sure that you guys have had this conversation as well. The Conn Smythe race is just wide open, and it could really be anybody that has a good series could really reach up and grab it. So there's so many different avenues that it could go down at this point. I'm really excited to see how it goes.
David, we were just talking before about just the desire to win a cup. Obviously, Florida losing the year prior, going into the next year, beating the Edmonton Oilers and winning one. The Oilers get a second crack at it. How do you look at this series from the Panthers standpoint, just cementing themselves as I reference this as a modern day dynasty in the NHL, whereas, you still have guys on the Edmonton Oilers side that went through the heartache of losing. Does that stick more in the minds of, since you lost the year prior, and aside from having the success that the Florida Panthers did have last year in winning the Stanley Cup?
I think there's certain motivation that comes with once you win it and you experience that. You want to feel that feeling again and again as much as you can. And I imagine there's a big motivating factor in reliving everything that they got to go through a year ago at this time. But at the same token, I would think that maybe it's a little bit more driving when you haven't quite tasted that yet. And all you can imagine is what it could be. Amazing it seems for everybody that's done it. And for Edmonton particularly, having to sit there and become so close that you could touch it, that you were in a Game 7, 1-goal game, that so many little things could have changed if Dmitry Kulikov would have cleared that into the net instead of just next to the net, or if McDavid would have been able to just get that one pass Bob where we all thought they scored with like 4 or 5 minutes to go. There was just so many little things that could have made it push either way. So if I had to guess, I'd say that would probably be more of a motivating factor. Will that be the end all be all of the series? Definitely not, just because these two teams are full of competitive, talented guys that are going to let it play out. But in terms of motivation, if I had to pick, I'd say that would probably be a little bit more driving, at least for me personally.
David Dwork from the Hockey News covering the Florida Panthers joins us here on EST Afternoons. David, as far as Paul Maurice, is he gonna? I know it's tougher on the road. Is he much for line matching, or does he just roll his 4 lines and just go with it and has the trust in all those 12 forwards? Is that how he kind of runs his team, or do you see some line matching? Obviously, he's gonna have a better grasp of it at home, but is he kind of a guy that likes to go line matching?
On the road, it's a lot more difficult, as you guys know. And fortunately for Paul Maurice, he's been blessed with two incredibly good defensive shutdown forward lines, whether it's his top line with the Selke guys and Barkov and Reinhart, or it's the third line I mentioned before with Lundell, Luosterainen, and now Marchand. Like those lines, he can kind of interchange and put them up against anybody. Going back to the Toronto series, he had the Lundell line matched up against Austin Matthews and those big guns. And even in Tampa, when they were playing the Brady Point, Jake Gensel, it's a little different Carolina. They don't have the same kind of star power. But in terms of matchup wise, I think Paul Maurice is pretty confident in just rolling with whichever he needs to. It'll be curious to see how that plays out, just because I don't want to go back to last year's final and kind of say, well, it happened this way, because this is going to be a completely different series. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't expect Leon Draisaitl to go another Stanley Cup final without scoring a goal. And, just things like that are going to be a lot different, I would imagine. But just in terms of comfort and defensive matchups, at home, he might try to lean a little bit more just because he has that option. But I think he's fortunate that he doesn't have to worry about it too much on the road. That being said, let's see what happens over games 1 and game 2, because if, McDavid or Draisaitl, whichever one of their line come out and they're giving Florida a really hard time, there might be more of a leaning towards trying to get towards matchups. But I think at least starting off the series, I wouldn't expect to see him trying to push for anything right off the bat.
David, there's a few pieces that have changed, the names on the name bar of each teams. But the one thing that's a major change is home ice advantage. And it did come down to that, I think, in Game 7, getting back down to Florida, them having the last crack at it. Do you see that having an effect, just home ice at this point, or does it only matter if a Game 7 it comes down to that? Because a lot of times you hear guys say anything can happen in a Game 7. It doesn't really matter at that point.
Yeah, I think this year the home ice might be a little bit less substantial, just because Florida, they've been so good on the road to this point of the playoffs, like historically good. I think they have like a plus 27 goal differential, some crazy number on the road this year, whereas they're like basically even at home. And then you said it, like the Game 7. I mean, just looking at the way the games went last year, like Florida won a game in Edmonton, then Edmonton won 2 huge games in Edmonton. They won a close one in Florida. Florida, started the series winning a couple in Florida. So I really think at this point of the year, as much as you might want to give a home ice edge one way or the other, particularly with these two teams that have had plenty of success, Florida's been really good on the road. Edmonton's won some road games as well. It's not like they were having Winnipeg issues or anything like that. So I don't think it plays as much into it. If it comes down to a 7th game in Edmonton, I might be a little frightened just because I was there last year. I know how loud and crazy and intimidating that building can be, and I would expect it to be nothing different this year. I'll be back out there if it goes to Game 5 and Game 7, so I'll be looking forward to experiencing that again. But it's another beast up there. So if it does go 7, as much as I just set it up by saying I don't think it makes a big difference, it's hard to not just give a little bit of an edge to a crowd like that up there at Rogers Place. I still say walking out of that building after Game 4 last year, when you guys were still down 3-1, experiencing the celebrations and just the jubilance and the togetherness of the city, one of the coolest experiences of my life.
David, last one for you. It's interesting, Seth Jones, right? When he was with the Blackhawks there, he's not that good, he's that. But he was on a very poor team, and obviously that's going to affect his performance as well. But since he's joined the Florida Panthers and watching him in these playoffs, he's an absolute stud. Like, what has he meant to this team already with an excellent decor? But adding Seth Jones is just a little unfair, I think many would say. But how has he looked, and what has he meant to this team?
He's been a great fit both on and off the ice. Like he's not the loudest guy, certainly known as a good guy, but the Panthers dressing room is known, league wide as one of the best, most welcoming communal groups that there is. And he's fit right in. And in terms of on the ice, I mean, it's no secret that Florida for a while had been targeting a right-handed shooting defenseman to bring in and to add. So to get Jones, who's somebody that they targeted, not only is just generally a very talented offensive defenseman, but somebody who would fit in quite well in their defensive systems. And it goes back to like a guy like Nico Mikkola, who maybe we hadn't heard of a whole lot of when Florida signed him, and we have all heard of him pretty well now. He's fit in amazingly well in Florida's systems and sprinkling in a little bit of offense. It's been a great fit. So to see that they've been able to not only target a guy like Seth Jones, to bring him in, to have the wherewithal to make the move, the way that he's been ingrained with the team, you've seen it as the playoffs have progressed. Like the defensive play has always been there. Like he's shutting down 2-on-1s, using his speed, using his length. But to see him start to get a little bit more hands-on with the breakouts, with the zone exits, understanding a little bit more of the 5-man system and where everybody needs to be. It's just becoming a little bit faster game by game and series by series for Jones. And this is a guy who, from Bill Zito to Paul Maurice, across the board in the front office and the coaching staff, they loved this guy. They were so happy when they made the move. They see it being something where he's going to be very good in Florida for a long time. And there's no reason to think otherwise. Like the defensemen have really taken off in the systems. Ekblad, Forsling, like even Dmitry Kulikov, he's had a rejuvenation for his career coming back to South Florida. So it's very good, a good system for defensemen to thrive. And I think Jones is just thrilled, and it's just been win-win.
Yeah, no, it's a great addition. This is going to be a great series that all gets going this evening here in Edmonton. 6:00 start. David, thank you for taking the time today to join us. Enjoy Game 1, and maybe we'll have you on later in the series, depending on how far we go here.
You'll just be down the road, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right? No, for sure, fellas. Happy to come on anytime.
All right, that is David Dwork from the Hockey News covering the Florida Panthers. Interesting, he said, that thirst to win, and the Oilers haven't won it yet. But you always hear from different athletes, whether it's like tennis, you're just there battling by yourself or a team sport. When you win, it's almost like you even want it more the next time, right? Like you want that feeling again.
Yeah, when they do the interviews with guys that maybe have won multiple cups, and they always get posed the question, where does this rank next to the other wins? And everyone says they're all different, right? Yeah. Because usually it's with different people. It might be with different organizations, fan bases. I heard David there saying he couldn't believe walking out after Game 4 when they won, and just how happy the fan base actually was. So they all mean something different, but I can see the hunger of wanting to do that again. Right? It's
crazy, man.
Yeah,
it's because so maybe for some guys the first one's kind of a blur because it's your first time, everything's happening so quick, right? You're talking to so much people, the second time you might enjoy it more.
You might just immerse yourself in it a little bit more, and it probably is over like that.
Yeah,
and we always complain because we're doing this again. It's already October,
Yeah.
So, but if there's any excuse to take a few more weeks off of training, it's because you won the cup.
Yeah, no, it's man, this is I'm getting those weird feelings in the stomach, the butterflies. It's great. It's great to feel this way, the anticipation of it all. But like you said, Gager, I just me, I'm done with the pre-games and you know what I mean? I do a pre-game show, but I just want that puck dropped and let's go.
Yeah.
I just want to see the game, how teams are going to play, and all that. All right, coming up next, we will get to Hernan's role. It's going to be Oiler related. We want you to participate, obviously, on the Nasty Chat. Like always, slam that thumbs. Only 79, really slow, guys. Come on, 150 on Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals with your Edmonton Oilers. Hit us up also on the River Korean box, 780-218-9999. Got a few people texting in on why they're missing the game tonight, so we'll get to those as well. Portions of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. Make your birthday legendary at the Canadian Brew House. Epic food, killer drinks, and a vibe you can't beat. Plus, get free nachos with a wrap. Book your party now. The Canadian Brew House. Our house is your house. Hernan's World on the other side of the break. Here's Coob, Sports Update.
It all starts tonight. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. The Oilers, Panthers. Connor Brown of the Oilers is a game-time decision for the contest, while Florida Jesper Boquist takes place of AJ Greer. Join Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, live from the Canadian Ice House with coverage starting at 5 right here on EST. For the Penguins, Dan Muse is headed from New York to Pittsburgh to become the 23rd head coach in Penguins history. Muse is a former assistant coach of the Rangers. Elsewhere, 33-year-old Brock Nelson has signed a 3-year contract extension with the Avalanche worth a total of over $22 million. Well, back in Edmonton, Nick Anderson has signed a 1-year contract extension with the Elks after the 25-year-old led the league in tackling last season. And Game 1 of the NBA Final goes as OKC host Indiana. Tip-off is at 6:30. MLB action has the Jays and Phillies meeting once again. Jose Barrios gets a start for Toronto. Mick Abel for the Phillies. Right now, the only game has the Angels leading the Red Sox 8-7 midway through the 8th inning. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, and whether it's a one-time donation or monthly contribution, every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. Hernan's World is next here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
EST Hangout.
What do you make of this? Like, is this rest good for him, bad for him, or is this just like Skinner was as hot as can be?
I think it'll be good for him. It allows him to kind of just continue to fine tune his game. Right? You get a little bit more work with Schwartz. I do think it's good to be able to fine tune your game a little bit more. Watch what's some of the goals that were let in, and just try to get right mentally.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Experience the iconic music of Dire Straits with DSL. Dire Straits Legacy, June 12th in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Featuring original members and musicians who recorded, performed, and toured the globe with Dire Straits. Alan Clark, Dire Straits' first keyboardist, plus Phil Palmer, Danny Cummings, and Mel Collins. This incredible show includes all the hits, Money for Nothing, Sultans of Swing, Walk of Life, and more. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
It's 1:43. Welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Joaquin Gage, Zach Kubish, Hernan Salas with you as we get to good old Hernan's World here. It's going to be Oilers related, of course, always brought to you by the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club. Early bird golf memberships are now on sale. Discounts for seniors and first responders, plus special rates for Sturgeon County residents. Enjoy GPS carts and awesome driving range deals. Inside, you can kick back and enjoy a pint or a pound of wings in their full bar and restaurant. For more info, visit ejmgolf.com. Coop, can you put my computer up, please? Yes. Thank you.
Viva la raza! Latino heat.
All right, boys, let's look at this series. Going to have 3 questions for you, and we also want our audience, whether listening, text in 780-218-9999. That is the River Cree inbox, or Nasty Chat. Slam that thumbs up. I want an X factor for this series. Joaquin and Coop. Who wants to go first? Player.
A player?
Yes.
Player X factor.
For the Edmonton Oilers.
For the Edmonton
Because we all want them to win,
Oilers.
right? We're not going to pick a Florida player.
Who is going to make who's going to make a difference? Like something that you're talking about at the end of the series. That's what you're kind of looking at. You're looking back at a performance probably of a player.
A guy because the next one, don't go like it's an X factor, like a guy that's going to probably make the biggest impact in the series.
I am going to go with Evander Kane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good one.
There was a game a few years ago with Zach Cassian against the San Jose Sharks. I think the Oilers won 1-0 or 2-0 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he was by far the best player on the ice that game. He he railroaded like 5 guys, scored a goal. He dominated the game physically, emotionally, every way. And I just think it's we're going to see Evander Kane have a performance like that, where he is just so noticeable out there. And by the end of it, end of the whichever way this goes, that type of game will be talked about for a while.
Hoop.
Specifically for the Oilers you're talking about.
Yes.
Okay, well, picking the Oilers in this perspective, it's a brainless pick, but it's got to be Connor McDavid. I feel like he has that Mamba mentality. The job is not finished, and he has a different approach to the Stanley Cup final than he did last year. He looks not even happy. I mean, he might smile if he scores a goal here and there, but he's not happy until he gets that ring. So it's going to be Connor McDavid. He's going to be the biggest factor in the series, no doubt.
Well, it's kind of boring, but I had Evander Kane too.
Did you?
I think he's healthy. Where last year he had to miss a few games. He wasn't himself. I think he kind of neutralizes a lot of the tough guys there in Florida. Like Ekblad's not putting Bouchard in a chokehold. Let's hope not. He's going to neutralize Kachuk, hopefully. Sam Bennett ain't got nothing on Evander Kane. So with most of the stuff you said, I kind of share that. But yeah, Evander Kane is going to be huge in the series. Like I said, he's feeling good. He's chipping in any way he can. I think he's going to be a thorn in the Panthers' side. So I got to go with Evander Kane as well. All right, guys. I want an unsung hero for the Edmonton Oilers in this series.
That goes to me, I guess, again.
Sure.
So let's, again, just because I believe this is going to be a very physical series, I'm going to go with Mr. Suave, Rico Suave.
Nice.
I think because I think it's going to come down to that matchup. That third line, you've heard about people talking about it all day and over the last few days. The third line of Florida, the Marchand line with Lindell and is it Lindell? Lundell. Something's going to have to happen with that line, and I think Rico is the man for the job. And again, he's going to have to outbattle. So if that's the matchup that they're looking for, if that's going to be moving forward throughout this series, they're going to have to win that matchup.
Coop.
Ooh. There's a few players that you could go with an unsung hero, but I think it's going to be the veteran worm, the 40-year-old Corey Perry.
Mm-hmm.
This is now his 5th straight Stanley Cup final appearance. And somebody's got to step up in the absence of Zach Hyman. He plays a very similar style in front of the net, and especially on the power play. He can be sort of that backboard for Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl and company to find his stick in front of that blue paint. I feel like he's going to show up big time in this final, and he doesn't want to lose in a 5th straight Stanley Cup final. So he's going to show up big time.
That's a good one. There can be a lot I can choose. Here.
Skinner.
I'm going to go with a guy who's been really good and it's not talked about a lot, and I think he's going to continue to play well. Jake Wallman.
Ooh.
I think he's been solid defensively. He can pass the puck. He's been good offensively. He scored a big goal in the Vegas series. And just that pairing with Klimberg, they've been, like, honestly, I didn't think they'd be this good. I'll be completely honest. I knew Wallman brought some oomph to this team. He was a good pickup. I really liked the trade they made at the deadline. I didn't think he'd be this good. And I think, because I know Matthias Ekholm and Bouchard are going to bring it. Same with Kulak and Nurse. I think Wallman just adding that, it's he just adds to this decor and the depth of it. It's so much better with him in it. So I'm going to say Jake Wallman is my unsung hero for this series. And last one, I want something wild that's going to happen in this series. It can be anything you want, Joaquin.
At the start of Game 4, there's going to be 3 fights.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to have...
Line brawl?
Pretty close. A couple dance parties, or just hugging a little bit. But I think there's going to be a blow up at the beginning of the game, and we're going to see some guys throwing down. It's gonna the temperature's going to rise as this series progresses, but I think it's going to come to the boiling point at the start of Game 4.
One of the two goalies is going to have an opportunity to score an empty net goal. Not that they will hit that empty net,
but they will try.
Are you kidding me? Really?
What?
You think one of these guys is going to try to score?
Why not? Imagine.
Come on.
Imagine, though, Gage.
What if they're up 4-1 or something in the last couple minutes?
You don't want to give him juice. Skinner could have gone for it against Dallas there. Did you see him? What did he do?
Yeah.
Just tossed it off.
Hey, I'd love to see that.
Has anyone ever scored? Has a goalie ever scored in the
Stanley Cup final?
In the final?
Probably not.
I know Hextall has, what, 1 or 2?
Yeah, he's got 2, I think. Broder's got a playoff goal. I know that, right?
Yeah, maybe. Remember in 06 when Dane Rolliston would catch the puck, throw it up, and hit it like a baseball?
Cujo did that all the time.
Dwayne Rolliston's joining Reed Wilkinson
Is he?
today. Oh, yeah. He's signing autographs down at the Oiler game today.
Wow.
Okay, mine's kind of boring, but I like it. I think the Oilers' PK dominates the Florida Panthers power play.
What's going to have to, so that's a good one.
It's a fantastic one.
Yeah. I like
Because the Oilers get better and better and better.
So
they're at 66%. I think Florida will not have a lot of success on the power play.
Do you know what they were last series? The Oilers PK?
No.
Shoot. I got to find that. Because I want to see where it was. Because it sucked after the first game, right?
Well, they gave up 3.
Yeah. But then it just, like you said, got better and better. And I think it's done that every series so far. Because the Kings abused them the first 2 games on the PK too. Right? And even Vegas scored a few. So their ability to adapt is another X factor.
Yeah. I'm going with the PK dominates. Big Uke says Oilers have 2 hat tricks this series.
Ooh, I like that one.
Showquist says hoping Trent steps up in this series, playing against Marchment. I think we'll see a suspension in this series of Game 1 from Dan. Oilers get 10 plus goals in a game this series.
Oh, don't waste them, man. Don't waste them.
Boy, I like that one. Jeez. Hextall had a playoff goal, but I don't think it was in the final.
It was not in the final, no.
Who was it? Okay. I think Broder scored. I'm pretty sure it was in the playoffs. Maybe not. But I remember he scored and he went nuts, but there was a line brawl, so no one came and congratulated him. He just sat there after he
April
scored.
17th, 1997. A goal against the Canadiens.
Oh, yeah?
In the playoffs.
Okay, see?
Chris Sadaway, the X factor to me is Nuge. If he steps up huge and performs in a way we aren't only talking about 97, 29, and 2, there's no way the Oilers lose this series. Good one. Love that one.
Good one.
Klimberg, unsung hero. Kel says Skinner. Jeff Skinner or Stuart Skinner? You got to be specific, brah.
Both.
Let's see, what else do we have? Unsung hero. If the Oilers win, it has to be Stu Skinner. There will still be people saying they can't win 2 in a row with him, Duck Daddy. Yeah, that's just the way it goes.
Well, what's the biggest X factor on the Panthers side of things? Everyone says that third line, right? Like, I think Brad Marchand is huge on that team.
Well, I saw in the Nasty Chat there, someone was saying it too, but Oliver Ekman-Larsson last year was really good. Seth Jones, everyone's talking about how he has played great. Can't deny it. I think he's an upgrade on.
He is. That's not even a question for me.
I think Seth Jones is an X factor. The ability to put out 2 number 1 guys.
Yeah.
You have to say Ekblad, Jones are number 1 defensemen on most other teams in the NHL.
If Bob can stop the Oilers.
Yeah, that gives it has to give you a little bit of pause, because then you got to think back and I mean, they're not as good as those 2, but Niedermeyer and Pronger, right, when they won in Anaheim, like one of those guys was on the ice all the time. Like they both were playing 30 minutes. So,
all right, that does it for Hernan's World. Of course, always brought to you by the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club. Hit him up for more information throughout the golf season at EGM Golf. So we want your X factor for the Oilers, your unsung hero for the Oilers, and something wild that would happen in the series. Keep those coming in to the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. And the Nasty Chat, the afternoon inbox, is presented, like always, by the River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Tap 25 restaurant, where you can get 50% off the entire menu, available 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. Okay, hour 2 coming up. We're getting closer and closer to game time. This is actually very, very exciting. A lot of nervous Nellies out there. It's like a good nervous, though, like that exciting nervous. You know, you want to hear the anthem. You want to get rock. You know, you just want that puck to drop. The first hit's going to just blow the roof off Rogers Place.
I like the lead up to it too. Like the video montage of it all will probably be quite well produced. You'll have some nice little quips from Ron McLean about the series coming up, and buckle in, everybody. This is going to be a pretty fun couple of weeks here for the last series of 2024-25.
For sure. On the other side of the break, it's hour 2 here. We'll get to Inside the Numbers. We'll also hear from Zach Hyman as he spoke with the media today. We'll hear some of his interview there as well. That's all coming in next here on EST Afternoon as we work our way towards 150 thumbs up. We're at 101. Let's go on Oilers Game Day. We're back after the break here on EST Afternoons.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Get ready for pure adrenaline at Buck's Auto Parts Annihilation Night. Friday, June 13th at Dwork Raceway. Witness an action-packed evening filled with crashing, smashing, and jaw-dropping stunts. From heart-pounding collisions to cars dropped from towering cranes and a jet car burn. Celebrate an early Father's Day of outrageous entertainment at Buck's Auto Parts Annihilation Night. Friday, June 13th at Dwork Raceway. Just west of Highway 2 and Highway 19 at the Edmonton International Airport. Tickets and info online at radraceway.com.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Celebrate your birthday at the Banquet Bar. Enjoy great drinks, amazing vibes, and unforgettable memories. Download the Banquet app and get a free pizza pie on your birthday. Book your party today at thebanquetbar.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
At home, the Oilers challenge the Panthers in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Edmonton's Connor Brown is game-time decision, while AJ Greer, the Panthers, takes a seat. Jesper Boquist stepping into action. Join Tom Gazzola at the Canadian Ice House as he goes live alongside Hernan Salas for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 5 right here on EST. Meanwhile, former Rangers assistant coach Dan Muse is headed to Pittsburgh to become the 23rd head coach in Penguins history. For the Avalanche, Brock Nelson has signed a 3-year, $22.5 million extension, with the 33-year-old scoring 26 goals and 56 points split between the Avs and the Islanders last season. In the CFL, 25-year-old Nick Anderson is re-upped with the Elks through the 2026 season. He led in tackles the CFL in tackles last year. On the court, the Thunder and Pacers clash for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. That one starts at 6:30. While from Toronto, the Jays and Phillies duke it out. Jose Barrios starts for Toronto. Just one game live right now, having the Red Sox and Angels tied at 8 in the bottom of the 7th inning. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of EST Afternoon starts right now.
It's 2:01, hour 2 here on EST Afternoons on Edmonton Sports Talk, coming to you live from the William Huff Studios. We will hear from Zach Hyman shortly. No rush for that as we get you set for Game 1 between the good old Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. They meet again. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be great. Zach Hyman and Rico on the meeting with the media together there. So that should be fun. It's going to be good to hear from Zach Hyman, who will miss the finals, obviously due to a dislocated wrist, Joaquin. That's what he said today in his conference. We will hear from him as well and just kind of see where how his spirits are and all that. Is one of the good guys in the game. We'll miss the Stanley Cup final. He'd been so damn good as well. Like always, hit us up on the River Korean Box, 780-218-9999. And on the Nasty Chat, 108 thumbs up. We want to get to 150 here as the Stanley Cup Finals kick off today. It's Joaquin Gage, it's Zach Kubish, it's Hernan Salas here, and we're going to get to Inside the Numbers for Play Alberta. Play Alberta is your home for online gaming excitement featuring casino games, live dealer action, lottery, instants, and sports betting. Now with the new Play Alberta app, you can take the fun with you anywhere. Download the app or sign up today at playalberta.ca. If you do want to get some funds, all you have to do is deposit $20 or more to get a $50 casino bonus using promo code EST Casino, and then deposit $20 to get a $50 free sports bet using promo code EST Sports. That's the promo codes for the month of June. Joaquin, what I want to do for Inside the Numbers is kind of look at these rosters and the changes both teams have made. Let's start with the Edmonton Oilers. Last year, so the players out compared to last year. Philip Broberg, who was pretty good in the finals.
Really good.
Really good. Sam Carrick didn't really play.
I can't remember the last 5 minutes. How am I supposed to remember Sam Carrick?
Cody Ceci was okay. Him and Nurse struggled throughout, but he got better in that Florida series. Vinny Desharnais replaced by Philip Broberg in that Dallas series. Warren Fogle sat out one game, but overall he wasn't a bad. He was pretty good. Dylan Holloway scored some big goals. Yep. And Ryan McLeod. Okay. Coming in for the Edmonton Oilers, I'll start with the guys that haven't really played a lot. Max Jones hasn't played 1 minute in the playoffs, so that's kind of a wash. Ty Amberson played the first 2 series, but then has been taken over by Stetch. And then with the return of Ekholm, he won't see the ice unless there's injuries. Guys that are playing and making an impact. Victor Arvidsson, in and out of the lineup, but when he's in, I don't mind his game. Trent Frederick, I think you need a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's not the same Boston Trent Frederick right now. Maybe the high ankle's still bugging him, but that we're not saying he's playing bad. I just think there's a lot more there with that player. Kasperi Kapanen, I think, shocked us all. Scores the big series winner in overtime. Overall good, right? He's staying in the lineup. John Klimberg, probably the biggest surprise, because in the regular season, he wasn't very good. I didn't expect him to play in the playoffs, but he's been outstanding, Joaquin.
Yes.
Outstanding. Vasily Podkolzin, we talked about him yesterday. Just a hard worker, great player, great bottom 6 guy. He does everything right. Absolute beauty. Jeff Skinner's played in 2 games, has a goal and an assist. Happy for the guy.
The only ice he's going to see is the ice in his drink, probably this series.
Jake Wallman, who's been outstanding as well. Outside of his first 2 games against LA where they were rough, especially on the PK.
Yeah, he struggled at the start there.
Yeah.
But I think that was just nerves with him.
Yeah.
First, it was his second.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's settled in.
So Fogle, Holloway, McLeod out. I'm going to go with Podkolzin, Trent Frederick, Victor Arvidsson. Did you ever think that the Oilers would be much better with those guys?
No, because some came later on, right?
Yeah.
Well,
it's
Klingberg,
tough.
but Podkolzin, I was curious about.
Yeah.
Arvidsson, I was at the beginning of the year, I was very optimistic about his play. At the start of the playoffs, though, if we look back, I just thought that the loss of Ekholm was too great a hurdle to overcome, to jump over. But the play of Klingberg, Wallman, Kulak's he's Mr. June. They've proven me wrong for sure how they've come together. Now you have Ekholm back, so it's funny because I thought the next time we're going to be seeing Matthias Ekholm is not till next training camp, right? To have him back in the lineup. Does it worry you a little bit with that he's only got one game under his belt? What was it, 14 and a half minutes? Are you worried at all about Ekholm's play moving forward, or do you think he's kind of up to speed just after one game and ready to go?
I think he's fine. I truly believe that. I think he's good to go. I think this time off just to get even more training in, it's going to help him. And again, he only played 15 minutes in that one game, Joaquin. You might see similar today. We'll wait and see. But so let's go like this. Jake Wallman, Cody Ceci. I think Jake Wallman, just the way he moves the puck, a little bit better there. Sure.
Not only the way he moves. Yeah, I guess you can say that because the willingness to do something to make the play on Wallman's part.
Yeah.
The one play obviously stands out is the hit he took from Duchesne. Took the hit, got the puck back when the Oilers were under pressure, and got the puck out. And he was the last guy to change on that play. Like that's a lot of sacrifice on a player. So and he moves the puck well, but his willingness to do that over and over again, I think it's what you need at this point of the year.
I think you give the upgrade to Wallman over Ceci. I think the same for Klingberg over Vinny Desharnais.
Oh yeah,
100%. In the forward group, I'm gonna go with Trent Frederick, Ryan McLeod. I think similar. They're out there. They skate well. They hone in on the details, but you probably want more from both these players.
I think you wanted more from McLeod last year too, right?
Yeah.
There was, I think McLeod has the edge in foot speed, obviously.
Yeah.
What we've seen from Frederick so far is it still looks like he's a little bit behind.
Yeah. I'd call it a wash.
Yeah, I guess at this point, because you wanted more from both up to this point. So let's just say that. But I think because of the way Fredericks can impact a game physically, I think that puts a check mark more towards his column, because the potential of him finishing checks and being physical where McLeod wasn't the most rough and tumble player.
Podkolzin, Fogle, I'd compare them because Podkolzin played a lot in the top six, like Warren Fogle did. I know Warren Fogle had an excellent year in LA, but there's something about what Vasily brings to this team that I think not saying Warren Fogel's terrible, just saying Warren didn't bring the physicality. It's not as tough, and I just think Podkolzin's almost better defensively. But it's very close to a wash for me too. Like both guys were good.
I would give the edge to Podkolzin if you were to ask me, just because it seems like he keeps plays alive a little bit more. It seems I put it this way. I think Warren Fogel's best playoff series I've seen was the one where he was playing with the Kings last year. And it still seemed when the puck did die on his stick a lot of times in that series too, but he was an impactful player, more so with the LA Kings than he was with Edmonton.
Yeah. And then the last one I'd want to compare is Dylan Holloway, Victor Arvidsson. I still probably lean a little bit towards Dylan Holloway.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I mean, they're both on the ice a lot.
Yeah.
But,
injury prone. But just the ups, I think I found the one part of Arvidsson's game that still bugs me is when he fans out and looks for that one-timer all the time. Yeah.
Instead of just going to the net. Just go to the net and bang it home, right? Whereas Dylan Holloway, he was not afraid at all of going to those hard areas. He was going right to the front of the net. I think that's how he scored some of his goals anyways. If Arvidsson can play a little bit more like that and get to the to the hard areas and not just try to, that fan out for the one. Gosh, drives my bus.
So I guess the moral of this little project we're doing is I think the Oilers are a better team than last year, especially on the back end, because every guy on the back end can move the puck. Joaquin, where CC wasn't his strong suit, Vinny had a hard time moving the puck, especially with the pace of the game. So I think there's a huge upgrade there with Wallman and Klimberg. Up front, it's kind of a wash, and then you lose a little bit with Holloway over Arvidsson, right? So, but I think the depth, like look at the guys sitting out, Jeff Skinner, Max Jones. I mean, Zach Hyman's hurt, but if he was there, it would have been maybe Kasperi Kapanen sitting out as well. So you have a lot more depth. So I think, in fairness, the Oilers are a better team than last year in the finals.
Yeah,
they're rolling. They're a lot more confident, and they know what to expect. And I think that's enormous. Let's look at the Florida Panthers. Out for them this year: Nick Cousins, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Spencer Knight, who didn't play, so it doesn't matter. Brandon Montour, Ryan Lomberg, Steven Lorentz, Kyle Okposo, Anthony Stolars, Vladimir Tarasenko. They've brought in Jesper Boqvist, Seth Jones, Brad Marchand, Thomas Nosek, Nico Sturm, Nate Schmidt, Vitek Vanecek. Thoughts?
They're a much better team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take Jones over Ekman-Larsson any day of the week.
They were both good in the playoffs, though. Ekman-Larsson was a difference maker. But I think there's a little bit more to Jones.
Sorry, but
I think it's closer than you'd think.
I'd compare Montour and Jones because Montour was a big part of the Florida Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
He was great.
Yeah, he was good.
That might be a wash, too.
Yeah, it's...
Right? Maybe
Jones is bigger, though, isn't he? He's a huge man.
He's good. I think with the additions of Seth Jones and Brad Marchand, they're a better team with the names I mentioned that are out.
Yeah.
Because Okposo was in and out of the lineup. Tarasenko was kind of the older guy, didn't really contribute.
He was dangerous, though.
Yeah.
Like, he had to be aware. Like, he garnered attention on the ice, I think, which can benefit a team.
Lorenz, Lomberg, fourth line, third line guys, maybe. Nick Cousins in and out of the lineup. The big one for me is the two defensemen, Ekman-Larsson, who was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not the Ekman-Larsson of Arizona, but he was excellent last year. And Brandon Montour, I think, is the biggest name on that list.
Yeah.
He was excellent So I think Seth Jones kind of washes that out. I think Brad Marchand is better than all the forwards I've listed. I think he is. I think he's better than Tarasenko. I think he's better than Okposo, Lorenz, Lomberg, and Cousins. And then you got a bunch of depth guys in Boqvist, Nosek, Sturm, and Nate Schmidt.
Nate Schmidt. Good team guy, good defenseman. Kel Varnson in the nasty chat. Biggest upgrade is EST afternoons.
Oh,
hey,
you're gonna make me cry. I'm not ready to cry yet. Saving that for when the Oilers win. Hey, 117 thumbs up.
Thank you.
But that's why I saw this list yesterday on TSN, and I just kind of wanted to compare the numbers in, the numbers out. Are they better? And I think both teams. I think we can all agree. Both teams are extremely better with the additions they have made.
You have to say that. Did you? I can't remember when the playoffs started. Did you pick Tampa over Florida?
Ooh, good. I
did.
I think I did too.
Yeah.
I think Coob's the only one that picked Florida.
Oh, okay.
No, I was completely wrong in the first round matchup. I had the Avs.
I think I got them all wrong
in the Stanley Cup Finals. So
you pulled a PK Subban. Like, I think he got every single one wrong.
Yeah, and then after that, I started picking them.
Florida. I don't know.
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I picked Tampa. I just thought, Florida being at the finals 2 years in a row, I didn't think they would have any juice.
I was surprised, to be honest with you, how easy Florida.
Yeah, I watched that. Other than the Oilers' first round, I think I watched that one the most, and I was shocked at how they handled they demolished them. They made Vasilevsky,
look human.
Yeah, I was going to say me, but.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Joaquin.
No, he was still pretty good.
Interesting. So we'll wait and see tonight. I think the players slept a lot last night.
Oh yeah.
Or barely slept.
No. I think they were fine. Maybe maybe some guys that haven't been there, because it's a little bit overwhelming for them, right? Probably Podkolzin, breaking out a little bit. Wallman.
That's probably
it, dude. Really.
Veteran group, man.
Yeah, it's completely veteran group.
So it's 2:15. Most guys are probably at home getting their stuff ready to head to the arena, eh?
What time's the game? 6? 6. Yeah.
Because they probably like to change, have their coffee or whatever they like to drink.
Yeah.
Get their sticks ready.
No, you don't have to do that anymore.
No, but I mean, like, hang out and have a conversation with the trainers or just kind of chill.
You think they're at the rink now?
No, I'm saying they're getting ready to leave to get there just after 3.
That's a long time. 3 hours?
Buddy,
really?
When we had this conversation, like, I was telling you, a lot of Elks player would show up like 4 hours before the game. I'm like, what do you guys do?
The only thing is that traffic on.
Well, that's what I mean too, right?
Eesh.
It's a disaster.
Yeah. Might have to take the helicopter.
When would you show up for a 6 o'clock game? Playoffs? 4?
4:30.
Okay. You didn't like hanging out too much?
Oh, I had a routine, right?
Okay.
And it was funny because weren't we talking about routines? Who was talking about routines?
We were.
Yeah, okay. I was who was talking about it? I think it was on Reed's show because I was listening to them talk and it was, oh shoot, who were they talking to? Anyways, they were talking about the Boucher, the coach of the Lightning a few years ago. Was that his name? Had the scar on his face. Anyways, I was Belzy, I believe. Belzy was saying he always challenged guys with their routine. And he would say, no, we're not practicing today. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. And take guys out of their rituals.
Yeah.
And Belzy said the method to his madness was because if there's something out of your control changes things, you're more easily able to adapt to it. And so, for my entire career wasn't in the NHL. It was in different leagues and stuff. A lot of times taking bus to places. And sometimes the bus is late, right? And you're just getting in to play the game and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to get this ready. And your whole routine is thrown out the window. And it would affect me.
Okay.
Just because I couldn't, I had a stretching routine. I didn't do that, didn't have time to do all of that and stuff like that. And I see that I think there's a benefit to having a wrench thrown into your plan once in a while, just to know that, because I think his motto was, you haven't forgotten how to skate.
Yeah.
You haven't forgotten how to think the game. It just hockey's 80% mental or whatever it was, so to throw the wrench into everything once in a while, just so you can adapt and not have those types of things affect your overall play, I think is beneficial to a point. But yeah, then that's why I didn't like getting there too early. I didn't like getting there too late. Just enough time to just kind of know I'm going to put myself in the best possible position to have success.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think to each their own. Everybody does it differently, right? There's guys that like to show up super early and kind of relax, shower, like you said.
I know. I mean, I always thought that was because usually dressing rooms are really hot too, right? So you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm dying in here.
I want to get to this one before we get to break. CB Radio Guy says, I don't think the Panthers D is better, to be honest. They only roll 4 guys. Well, that's false. Their top 4 guys, Forsling, Mikkola, Ekblad, and Jones, play a ton. But Kulikov and Schmidt, Kulikov plays 16 minutes a game. Schmidt plays 15. That's what third pairing guys do.
Yeah.
If you look at the Oilers, you bump it up by 1 or 2 minutes. Wallman and Klimberg play about 17 to 18. So there's not a big difference there. So the Florida Panthers do not roll out 4 guys like the LA Kings do. They roll out their 6, sorry. But like the Oilers, when the games are tight, they probably cut it down to maybe 4 or 5 guys. And a lot of teams do that. So
isn't it interesting to see the 2 teams in the finals are the guys that played their third pairing defenseman the most, probably? Yeah. I'd like to look at those numbers.
There's
sure. Obviously a reason for that. I don't know.
Yeah, so the Oilers are just about a minute or more. But if you look at Dallas, for example, Bichelle and Petrovic play 12-11 throughout the playoffs, okay? So that's pretty telling. Let's look at one more team here. Yeah, and then you look at White Cloud and Hague for the Vegas Golden Knights. They're at 16-17. They rolled 6 defense.
Yeah.
So CB Radio Guy, it's not completely fair to say that they only roll 4 guys because the numbers and the time on ice don't suggest that. So, but your third pairing's always going to be lower than your other 4 guys. They're never all going to be even. No, it's just not the way coaches roll out their D pair, especially in tight games. So it's going to be a good matchup. It truly is. So we'll wait and see what happens tonight, but we're all extremely excited for it. Hey, guys, the numbers are good. 119 thumbs up. Let's go. 150 is the playoff goal.
I think some people just flew in from Winnipeg.
Yes, the Winnipeggers, the ESTers, the WSTers, sorry. The Hustlers.
They're ESTers. But they're
How you
also
doing,
WSTers.
Winnipeg? It's good to see you guys. You guys have been MIA for a bit. We understand.
Yeah.
We
Take a
understand.
break.
Take a break. You
Game
needed a
day
break.
come in, though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Game day come in hot.
How is it going to be when the Bombers play the Elks, though? Are we going to?
We might have to fight.
Oh my gosh!
I might have to fight.
Are we going to
Matt
go all
Hyman.
caps? Go all caps cast in the nasty chat against the WSTs?
Well, the Bombers have owned the Elks, so
Not this year, baby.
Not this year, baby. Week 4. I think that game's in Winnipeg too. Great city, great stadium. One of my favorite stadiums to go. Did you watch Gran Turismo yet?
No.
Damn it. Yeah, we can't talk about it. So, but we say hello to our Winnipeg audience. We love you guys. Slam that thumbs up. We're trying to get to 150 on Oilers game day. That is the playoff minimum. We've been slow Monday and Tuesday, but today we're coming in hot as it's game 1 between the Oilers and the Florida Panthers. And the Winnipeggers, are you jumping on the Oilers bandwagon, or are you kind of, if it's not the Jets, it's no Canadian team?
Have you soured on your old coach?
Yeah. Oh.
The non-handshake Maurice.
Are you tired of Paul Maurice? Tired of him. All right, we'll take a break. On the other side, we will continue to tee up game 1 between the Oilers and Panthers. We'll hear from Rico and Zach Hyman as well. We want to hear from you. River Korean Bucks, 780-218-9999, and hit us up on the nasty chat. And don't be a pleasure delayer, in the words of the great Reed Wilkins, and slam that some thumbs up. Here's Coop Sports Update.
Edmonton's Connor Brown is a game-time decision for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final tonight, while Florida is scratching AJ Greer in favor of Jesper Boquist. Swing by the Canadian Ice House to join Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, which kicks off at 5, only on EST. Elsewhere, the Penguins have a new head coach, Dan Muse, becoming the 23rd head coach in franchise history. Muse coming from New York as the former assistant of the Rangers. And from Colorado, the Avs have extended 33-year-old Brock Nelson to a 3-year contract extension worth $7.5 million per season, while for the Elks, they've re-upped Nick Anderson to a 1-year deal, keeping him locked up through the 2026 season, with the 25-year-old leading the league in tackles last year. While in baseball, the Jays and Phillies rematch. Toronto losing 8-3 in their series opener yesterday. Jose Barrios takes the mound for Toronto. Right now, it's the Angels and Red Sox underway. They're in the bottom of the 8th. That one's locked at 9 apiece. Back in Edmonton, the Riverhawks smacked the Harbor Cats 9-1. And later, the Cactus Rats battle the Bombers out in Brooks. The final, or 2 more segments left, but we do return here on EST Afternoons after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Experience the iconic music of Dire Straits with DSL. Dire Straits Legacy, June 12th in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Featuring original members and musicians who recorded, performed, and toured the globe with Dire Straits. Alan Clark, Dire Straits' first keyboardist, plus Phil Palmer, Danny Cummings, and Mel Collins. This incredible show includes all the hits, Money for Nothing, Sultans of Swing, Walk of Life, and more. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Timeout, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Strike up some fun at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a great time with friends where the good times roll. Whether you're here to bowl or just hang out, the Banquet Bar is your go-to spot. Get real, play hard at the Banquet.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
.227. Welcome back to EST Afternoons. How you doing? How excited are you? I'm pumped. Can't wait. After a pregame show, I usually go outside for a nice 15-minute walk.
Dart.
And then come back right for a face-off. It's going to be great. It's weird because you want to be here, you want to be there, you want to be there. But I think it's pretty cool that we get to cover this.
There's a lot more emotion involved, I think, with us.
If I wasn't like in this business, I'd be a nervous wreck right now.
Really?
I'd probably be having a beer right now. Oh yeah. But when you work in it, like I said, it kind of doesn't numb you, but it's kind of like, yeah, you got to be a certain way, you know? I'm warning Tommy if he's listening right now. If they win this thing, I might not be on camera for 20 minutes because I'll be tearing up.
Yeah, like my boss, Kent.
Yeah.
He's a complete mess with this. Like he lives and dies with the Oilers. It's like I feel bad for him at times.
But everybody, like my close friends, my family, like my nephews and niece, my cousins are losing their minds, and it's beautiful. Like this is what sport's all about, man. Like this is why you love it, and this is why we get so invested in, and this is why we do this work, Joaquin. Well, you were kind of forced into this.
I was?
No, just kidding.
I was not.
Dusty was like, Gage, Hernan needs help, so please.
Oh, please. He was like, no, he wasn't. After the first show, he's like, I don't know if this is a good idea. But I guess no one on Indeed has submitted a resume yet.
We'll see at our 1 year review if we're continued. We're like a sitcom. Are they going to pick up season 2?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. When do we get to, what's that called when they get, I don't know, they get paid because you reach a certain limit with shows and then syndication. Maybe we'll get to syndication.
Oh,
that's where the big bucks are.
The big bucks. Ernie says on the River Korean box, biggest ad for the Oilers is the healthy Kane.
That's a good one.
This one from Krager. I absolutely love how Hernan says one thing but means something completely different. Tape their sticks, but Hernan actually means chat and hang out. Hernan, do you? Oh, come on. No, but like some guys like to, work on their sticks, or, they have their ritual of laying out their equipment, and like you see it in football too, right? Guys sit there maybe cleaning their visor, right? Or
oh yeah, like I would actually be interested to see what guys do, because sticks were, I mean, you would have thought you were watching Hell's Kitchen with guys heating them up and putting them in things and stuff and curving it. Now they just come the way they are. You don't have to. I don't think guys do. The guys filed that. Oh, Corey Perry has a this is a weird. He's got a weird knob, like on the top of his stick, right? It's like really skinny, and there's a little bit of an extender. There's not a lot of tape on it. It looks kind of awful.
Yeah, but like Gregor's saying, like I was in a pro room. Like guys go like because they like to hang out. Talk with their teammates.
There's that a little bit.
And there's guys that would go in the cold tub or in the hot tub for
hot tub
or cold tub or like you know what I mean. And like you said, guys would just or get taped up early. You know what I mean?
Yeah, treatment.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a little bit of that before, I guess.
Like people go in for other reasons. Like and some guys just go in and would read their plays and sit there.
I guess, football, like that, yeah.
And like you said, a lot of guys had their routines where they would do their own stretching before the actual going on for warm up, right?
Oh yeah, because football's all together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then Bones says Frederick has seen the front of the net. Ryan McLeod is still making hard turns above the hash mark. That's fair. And X factor for Collingwood Rob is Skinner outplays Bob. I like that one, man. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Wow, right. BBJ, thank you for this. I don't watch much Oiler content, but I never miss this show. Gage and Hernan are a great duo. Like McD and Dry. Jesus.
Oh,
who's been into the sauce a little early today?
Are you drinking already?
Let's pace ourselves. It's only game one.
CB Radio guy says Gregor broke it down yesterday and sounded like the Panthers play similar to LA. Well, I mean, your third pairing is always going to play less than your top two. That's just. I mean,
what do you mean by similar to LA? They don't play similar to LA at all.
Schmidt and Kulikov play a lot more than the 5-6 for LA.
Yeah, they actually see the ice.
Yeah. And time on ice, don't lie. We're just reading you the stats. They play 15 to 17 minutes a game. That's third pairing minutes.
It'd be interesting to hear that because they don't play anything alike.
Yeah.
Florida is pressure.
To each their own. He might have other stats to back that up, but I'll be shocked if I see 4 defensemen for the Panthers today. And the numbers don't suggest that. So, to each their own. Like I said, there might be other analytical stuff that might back that up, but I'm just going off time on ice. And from watching the Florida Panthers, and you're going to get a heavy dose of the top 4, but I think for the Oilers as well, right? You're going to see a lot more of Nurse, Kulak, Ekholm, Bouchard than you are Wallman and Klimberg. That's just the reality of the situation. So, best duo since Mulder and Scully.
Oh, great show.
I don't know what that means, but.
Hey Jen, cool. Did your account get hacked? That's something I would say. But wow,
Jen, behave yourself.
That's really funny. I'm chuckling on the inside.
Corey Perry is the shoe-in for Hall of Fame.
Of course,
if the Oilers win it.
Of course he is. Goes straight in.
Isn't Dusty your boss? Yes, he is.
Can have more than one boss.
Well, we have 2 bosses, Dusty and Maddie.
Oh, Dusty.
Dusty's
Maddie's our boss.
Dusty's the nice.
You're my boss.
And then Maddie lays the hammer.
And I boss around Coop.
Coop's not even listening to us.
I know.
Yeah,
it's great.
He's in a different world right now, young Coop. Sorry, boys, didn't mean that as an argument. No, CB Radio. I'm just saying, like, if like another radio host is comparing it to LA, all we're saying is I don't see it that way. I don't think you do either. The way they use their 6 defense. That's all we're saying. And we're not saying he's right or wrong, or we're right and he's wrong. None of that. We're just saying from what we've seen the Florida Panthers play, they usually use 6. And we're just saying time on ice. The only argument we're making is that they're averaging 15 to 17, both the third pairing guys, depending on the game. And third pairing guys usually play less minutes than top 4.
Yeah.
That's all we're saying. No, thank you for the text. You always send in good stuff. So don't worry, CB Radio guy. Don't worry, buddy. The vibes are good. It's game 1. Should we hear from best duo since Turk and JD to translate for Hernan? I don't even know what that means.
There's a lot of it's turned to duos here. This is great.
VR just finished the 6 o'clocker on to number 2 before heading to see Tommy.
That's a good one. That's 2. Yeah, whatever.
Are you off work, VR? Best duo since Wayne and Schuster.
Lots of this was cool. My family moved to Edmonton in 1994 from El Salvador. We arrived in December. I was in grade 2. Took us a while to get used to the cold, but fell in love with the Oilers day one. Let's go Oilers. Lots of years of joy and tears with the Oilers. Of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a grime, my friend, since the 80s dynasties. It's been a grime.
Just the decade of darkness and then the scratching of the surface. It was 2017 where everyone thought they were ahead of it. And they weren't. And
then they shit. They crap.
Hey, whoa, hey, wow.
I'm so sorry. They crapped the bed.
Smokes. Is that the first time? Is that the first swear word on here?
Yeah.
I haven't dropped any bombs yet.
Finishing up a heater.
Wow.
Max Pazuzu, best duo since Bert and Ernie.
That's good.
Have we hit 150 thumbs up? 154. Don't stop now. Don't stop now. Hey, do you want to hear a little bit from Zach Hyman? I do. I love Zachary Hyman.
Tango and Cash, Sonny and Cher. I love it. Let's hear it.
All right, here's a little bit of Zach Enrico Suave.
You have one of the only jobs where you can just be cruising along, having a great season, everything's awesome, and boom, within a nanosecond, it's over. Is there a way to take us through sort of the emotions of how you felt at the moment, how you felt when you found out the prognosis, and how you feel now?
Yeah. Well, I knew it wasn't good when I got hit. As a player, you know when something's not right, and right away, I just felt my wrists kind of go on me, and even then, you still think, whatever it is, you'll be able to play through it, or there'll be a chance you can play through it. I'm not going to go into the details, but quickly realized when I saw the doctors that something that needed surgery and something that I wasn't going to be able to play through. I think I was still a little delusional that I could play through it until after the surgery, obviously. And emotional in the moment. I don't think you fully grasp it until a little bit later, and then you can kind of get your head around it. And some things in life you can't control, and this is one of them.
Right side, second row, Derek.
Adam, just want to ask you about not having Zach in the lineup, how big of a loss he is, and how much, I don't want to say motivation, but how much is it the wanting to do it for him, basically trying to win, because he's been a big part of this organization?
Yeah, it's there. That's a big reason for us to win for him, and not being able to play. You know how much as a player, this is all you want, is to play in this moment, and obviously there last year, but not going to be there this year. So missing him would be he's a huge piece of this team. His physicality, his net front presence, is in the locker room, all those sorts of things. Just a great person. So we're certainly going to miss him on the ice, but he'll be a guy that we're certainly fighting for out there on the ice.
Left side, first row.
Adam, this is your third final. There's lots of guys in that room in a similar boat to you. Corey Perry won in 2007, but it's 18 years later. The motivation when there's so many guys who have played that many years, do you sense it, and how you really have to grasp the opportunity because you're not sure how many more you get?
Yeah, I think you see it every single year. There's trades at the deadline with maybe older players to go to a contender and maybe get an opportunity to win, and it's always I think an incredible story when that happens, and you see somebody maybe get maybe in their final games win the Stanley Cup and sail off into the sunset. That's a great story to write and great way to end a career, right? But we get a lot of guys that have played a lot of games in this league and haven't been able to win yet, so I think to do it together would be pretty special.
Right side front.
That was Rico Suave with Himes. Zachary Martin Hyman. Great to hear from him. And the boys are definitely going to pull together to say, hey, we're going to do it for Zach.
And for Johnny.
For Johnny.
Yeah. What's that? Pony Boy.
Isn't it Johnny?
Do it for Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it for Zachary.
What? I'm trying to help you out with the outsiders here.
Best movie ever.
Okay.
Hernan again trying to justify himself by saying, you know what I mean? No, we don't. I just explained it, Gregor. It's not my fault. You can't understand. There's a lot of reasons why players go into the rink or the stadium early. What else do you want me to say? Don't get me annoyed on game day, man. I'll throw this TV. No, I'm in a good mood. Nothing can ruin it today.
You don't want to ruin that nice TV.
No, of course.
What TV?
This one.
Oh, that one.
Or the other one. There's multiple.
Oh, yeah. We
the
got
EST TV.
gift.
Yeah. I need a new TV.
Do you?
Yeah.
What size do you have?
It was a weird one. It was 59 inches. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I need at least a 70, I think. At least.
Yeah, 80. Oh.
It'd be good with an 80.
Giancarlo, best duo since Hernan and darts.
It is a winning combination.
158 thumbs up. You guys are awesome. We thank you so much. Hey, reminder, Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne coming up from 3 to 5. Then it's Tom Gazzola live from the Ice House. Go say hi to him if you can get in. I'm hearing it's pretty much sold out right now.
Yeah. Maybe loosen Tommy's tie. It looks like his head's going to pop off.
As he'll be there live for the pregame show from 5 to 6. Then it's game time. Then we're back for post-game show. And tomorrow we'll be all over it from 6 to 6 right now. So, yeah, fun times. We've been waiting for this day for a long time. Very long time. On the other side of the break, continue to tee up Oilers and the Panthers. And we'll have some fun with this day. Sports history. Movie history.
What?
Music history. It's an interesting national day today. I want to get your thoughts on.
Oh, was this when you freed Chile from independence?
No. We're back after the break. We love you guys. Slam that thumbs up. Here's our guy, Coob.
Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final goes tonight between the Oilers and Panthers. Connor Brown of the Oilers is a game-time decision for the contest, while Florida's Jesper Boquist takes the place of AJ Greer. Join Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show live from the Canadian Ice House with coverage starting at 5 only on EST. For the Penguins, Dan Muse is headed from New York to Pittsburgh to become the 23rd head coach in Penguins history. Muse is a former assistant coach of the Rangers. Elsewhere, 33-year-old Brock Nelson has re-upped with the Avs on a 3-year contract extension worth a total of $22.5 million. Back in Edmonton, Nick Anderson has signed a 1-year contract extension with the Elks, locking him up through the 2026 season. The 25-year-old led the CFL in tackling last season. MLB action has the Jays and Phillies rematch once again. Jose Barrios gets a start for Toronto. Mick Abel for the Phillies. And in the bottom of the 9th right now, the Angels and Red Sox are locked at 9 apiece. The final segment of EST Afternoons brings us back after a brief intermission. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
Pleased to welcome back to the Reed Wilkins Show, Chris Cuthbert.
Ottinger versus Skinner. Is that going to be a difference maker in the series? It was for the Oilers. I think it's going to be an iconic final. I don't think it's just going to be a great final. I think it's going to be one we talk about for a long time. It's a classic matchup in a lot of ways, and this sequel should be better than the original.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Experience the iconic music of Dire Straits with DSL. Dire Straits Legacy, June 12th in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Featuring original members and musicians who recorded, performed, and toured the globe with Dire Straits. Alan Clark, Dire Straits' first keyboardist, plus Phil Palmer, Danny Cummings, and Mel Collins. This incredible show includes all the hits, Money for Nothing, Sultans of Swing, Walk of Life, and more. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
2:45. Welcome back to EST Afternoons on game day. It's our final segment. How excited are you? Are you dipping into the cold ones like our boy VR right now? Or are you pacing yourself?
Do we still have the deal for the 6 o'clockers throughout playoffs? 12.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Is it 12 or 14?
$12.99.
$12.99.
Okay.
For a 4-pack.
For a 4-pack.
Any Sobeys and Safeway liquor store nearest you.
Yeah, get down to the Sobeys and
Just want some wine.
crack-a-lacka. Wine.
Some vino? Nothing like a hockey game and a good glass of wine.
Just really doesn't. No, you shouldn't say that, because how many times you go to the game, you go up to the luge
Well, you
level.
can get wine anywhere at Rogers.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's $26 for a little shot.
Really?
Pretty much.
How about a gin and tonic?
Ooh, those are expensive too. Haven't had a gin and tonic in a long time.
Ryan ginger?
Gross.
Rum and Coke?
Nasty.
Really?
Ugh. I don't know how Dusty drinks those things.
Well, he drinks what, spice rum? Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. No, I'm still on my in my tequila phase.
Nice.
In my mezcals.
The mezcals?
Oh God, they're good.
They are. God, I miss Mexico.
I bet.
So many drinks, Joaquin. Is that all you would drink? Like, no, you would probably dabble in some beers and wine at dinner if you went to Mexico on an all-inclusive.
No.
No?
Why?
You would just stick to one?
Yeah.
Well, because some days you just get sick of it. And you're like, I want to try something different.
No.
No? Okay. Quickly, it's National Cheese Day.
I thought you were going to say national what? Like, you swearing. I was like, where's this going?
I love cheese.
Okay, yeah.
What's your favorite cheese?
Oh my gosh. Are we really going to do this? We don't have enough time.
It's probably something bougie because all of a sudden you're Mr. Bougie when it comes to foods.
I like a smoked cheese. A smoked Gouda is good.
Yeah.
But this depends on the sandwich too. Emmenthal and Gruyere. I love that. You're not going to go wrong with a little Swiss, or just a standard cheddar is fine too.
What about Havarti, bro?
Havarti, yeah, creamy Havarti. My wife likes that.
We always get the creamy Havarti.
Do you?
Yeah.
Feta?
Feta's, yeah, feta.
Yeah.
I put those in my quiches when I make those in the morning.
Blue cheese.
Love the blue cheese.
So good.
Blue cheese is so good.
It's
like an Italian one I like. I'm trying to look for the name.
Asiago.
Provolone.
No.
So there's a place in Italy called Asiago where Asiago cheese comes from. But it's awful playing there. I played there. It's like in these rolling hills. You can't believe where you are playing. It's this old rink, but the whole town reeks of cheese. Like, it's awful. Like, it becomes nauseating a little bit, but it smells so good driving in there.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, when you drive a brewery and you can smell the yeast and stuff?
Love that.
Yeah. Imagine really good cheese.
Okay, so the cheese I really like is Parmigiano Reggiano.
Oh, yeah. Big wheel.
Like, the smellier the cheese, the better.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
So I went to the Italians one day, it was a couple of weeks ago, and they had the big wheel out, and they're doing samples. I literally stood there, and I'm like, do you mind? And he's like, just go to town, man. I had like 10 pieces of cheese, man. I was like...
I don't know if you've ever seen it, but the big wheel of Parm, like they carve it out, and they get the pasta and toss it in the actual wheel, and then put it... Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
I mean, when I was in Italy, you could buy those things for, I think it was like €20. Like a massive wheel that would cost you probably about $300 here.
I'll say this, and we'll stop talking about cheese. I pretty much like it all, but I have like a ranking. Like provolone and mozzarella are like on the lower end.
What's the worst kind of cheese? Like a Kraft single
slice
plastic cheese,
Probably,
I think is like the bottom.
That's the bottom.
Right?
Yeah.
It's called American cheese, I think.
You like a good marble cheese?
Yeah, it's okay. But again, it all depends on what you're...
Bocconcini?
Aged
bocconcini
or
is good.
young
Yeah.
cheese?
Like on a margarita pizza, big balls of...
Bocconcini?
Yeah.
I made what's the salad called?
Caprese.
Caprese salad, yes. Oh, so good, bro.
Yeah.
Smoked Gouda is good. Actually, Gouda alone is good.
It's a Gouda.
Gouda and Havarti are my top two, probably. And the Reggiano Parmigiano, whatever it's called.
Parmigiano Crotonese. Even better than Reggiano. The worst kind of cheese is cottage cheese. I don't mind cottage cheese.
Yeah, that's a good cottage cheese.
Really?
Yeah.
On a salad?
You ever mix it with fruit?
Yes.
Like an apple, and you mix some. You can mix some honey or something.
Yeah,
there, right?
I've seen that.
To try and change it up. It's the same consistency, kind of as
I think I did
yogurt,
that
but
for
it's
my
got
kids.
the lumps, right?
Does your mom do that?
No, my auntie does.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah.
The
Got cottage cheese for lunch.
The blue cheese is game changer.
Yeah.
How old of a blue cheese? So, like,
The
you want it
older.
blue?
I
The
want
smellier the better.
I want to open it up and it to like punch me in the face. Like you're like, oh, jeez, whose feet are those?
Jen says, you guys really need a food segment at the end of your shows. You're always talking about food.
We're starving.
Jen, the off season's coming. We're gonna have not a lot of things to talk about.
The
So you
smoker
might be
cooking-
onto something.
The smoker cooking with the heat?
Exactly.
Hey, you know what? I shouldn't even say this, but if you really want a fancy burger, just go to the store and go get the fondue cheese. Like, it's already packaged up and it's got the white wine. It's all in there. You throw it in the pot, you heat it up, melt it, then pour that on the burger, and it has the Gruyere Emmenthal on there already. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm a cheese guy, man. I love cheese.
Cheese and bread, man.
Cheese is just like I feel bad for people that can't eat it, like because they're like.
Well, did you see the Spitting Chicklets biz
about goat?
Yeah.
They're like, wait, you're eating 2 steaks a day?
He's eating 20 ounces of steak a day. Did you see his foot?
Yeah.
Oh my God. It looked like Barney Rebel's foot when he dropped a rock on it.
I'm like I love steak, but it's like
I
you
couldn't
can't
eat
eat it every day,
no.
man.
You could try, but there'd be a point where give me a salad. Like, that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was good. I was watching that clip. I was just laughing. This one says, where's this one? Every time. Lunch was a few hours ago, but now I'm hungry. Well, you got to get some cheese today on National Cheese Day, whether it's on a burger or you're sprinkling it on your pasta.
Yeah, Phyllis, just go to the store, go find the actual fondue cheese in the bag and heat it up. Go grab a nice crisp French baguette, cut it into cubes, just dip away.
Veno, when cheese is disgusting, I may have to turn in my Italian card. Veno, and man, he's in our league, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have to kick you out for that comment.
Cheese is disgusting. Jesus.
Okay, either way, on this day, 1984, The Boss released his 7th studio album, Born in the USA.
Wow.
Oh, it's crazy, eh? And in 1982, the film's Poltergeist was released.
They're here.
Oh, how scary is that, eh?
Yeah.
In front of the TV.
That was scary.
Yeah.
Don't go into the light. Carrie Ann.
All right. Gage, I don't want to ask you for prediction because I know you don't like doing them. What do you think tonight, though? High scoring, low scoring?
Where are we putting the over under at?
6.5.
Ooh, I'm gonna go under.
I'm going over. Coop?
Under all day.
Really?
This is a chess match, man. This isn't checkers. This isn't tiddlywinks.
Tiddlywinks. Yeah, it's gonna be man, can't wait. We're just over 3 hours away.
Oh my gosh. Have a 6 o'clocker, maybe even a shot of something. Relax.
Tequila, calm
get
the
ready,
nerves.
and buckle in.
Let's go. Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne coming up 3 to 5. Then it's Tom Gazzola with the GCL Oil Stream pregame show from the Ice House.
Loosen that tie, Tommy. Let's go here.
Let's go, baby. Game 1, Stanley Cup Finals. Catch you on the other side. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for listening and watching. Nothing but love for you. We'll talk soon. Ciao, nerds.